Hello students, today we are going to learn about the informal organization, and that organization actually means the friend circle or the personal or social groups within a organization. Like in a school, we have formal relations, student-teacher or student-student or student or principal or teacher or principal. So these are our formal relations. But within this formal organization, we may have informal organization. And this informal organization is created automatically. Whereas we have seen in the formal organization, it is deliberately created because it has a specific purpose. Like school has a purpose, like any company has a purpose. So these are created purposefully or deliberately, but the informal organization arises automatically or spontaneously within the formal organization. Suppose we have created a company XYZ Limited. It is a formal organization, but in this company XYZ Limited, the informal organization will be automatically created when people become friends and they have a chit chat on any topic which is not official, which may be personal or social. So it must be clear to you all that the informal organization is spontaneously created or automatically created. And second feature is that it is always within the formal organization. Now it has several merits and demerits, so let's see them. First one is fast communication. If we have an informal organization, then we can spread the news very fast, because we know that in a formal organization there is a delay in the communication or decision making, as we have to pass on several levels, from bottom level to middle, then middle to top, and then the information will come back from top to middle, then middle to bottom. So it takes times. But when we use our informal organization, we can spread news as fast as we can. So it is a merit. Next point is fulfill social needs. Every human being has social needs to share their views, and these needs are generally not considered by the organization or formal organizations. But when we created our informal groups or informal organization, then these needs are taken care of by our friends. That's why it fulfills our social needs. We cannot do work like a robot. Suppose a person is working in a company and he goes daily to his routine job without talking to anyone, he comes back. So what will happen? After several months or years, he will be in depression. So for that purpose, we need to speak up with the people to share our views, and that type of our requirement is fulfilled by the informal organization. Next merit is correct feedback. If it is actually a situational point, if the news is correctly passed on to the receiver, then it will automatically gives us the correct feedback. It may also gives wrong feedback or sometimes. So here we are writing the merits, so we will write only about the positive aspect, that is, it gives correct feedback. That's all. Now we have several demerits, and the first demerit is spread rumors. Informal organization is sometimes seen very destructive when it spread any wrong information or rumor about anything in any organization. That's why the bosses at the top level don't want to arrange any informal organization or groups. So it is very difficult for a company to survive its informal organization spread rumors. So it's a demerit. Actually it is fake news, or we can say wrong news. Then next point is unsystematic. Formal organization have a structure like top level, middle level, bottom level. But here informal organization doesn't have any such structure. No, it doesn't have any post. It doesn't have any senior subordinate relation. It doesn't have any reporting relationship. So it is very unsystematic, and that's why it is a demerit. Next point is may bring negative result. If it can spread rumors or negative news, then also it may bring negative results. So it depends how the message has been conveyed. If it is correct, then it will be a demerit, correct feedback. If it is a rumor, then it will be a negative result for the organization. So we have to take care of the formal organization very carefully, otherwise it may be going in the wrong direction. The next point is more emphasis on individual interest. Actually, it doesn't have anything about the organization. It is created just for the purpose of our social requirements. And if social requirements are the center of the, or we can say at the core of the organization, so this informal organization always take care about the individual interest, but we know that the organizational interest is more important for us. Otherwise, there will be no organization, so what we will do about the informal organization. So these are the merits and demerits. Now, if we want to take a comparative study, we can say that formal organization is not so bad. Actually, here we can see that there are 3 merits and there are 4 demerits. So it seems that it is a wasteful activity, but it is very important aspect of every organization. And if a manager is very reasonable, or we can say a good manager can use both the formal organization as well as informal organization. If informal organization can be helpful for the formal organization, then why to leave it? So my suggestion is that a good manager always use both formal and informal organization, although the role of formal organization is very large and the informal organization has very less impact on the organization, but we have to take care of our employees and their social requirement must be fulfilled, and the informal organization may be lead to the progress of the organization. So thank you, students.